I do not believe that Brett Kavanaugh will overturn
His precedents
Roe
are
v.
overturned.
Wade. He noted that Roe had been reaffirmed 19 years later by Planned Parenthood versus Casey, and that it was precedent on precedent. He said it should be extremely rare that it be overturned, and it should be an example.
So you have obviously full confidence.
I do.
If she's feeling betrayed, it'd be understandable. She is more than any one senator responsible for Brett Kavanaugh being on the Supreme Court. She famously gave that speech, a speech I think is one of the most effective, powerful, even if you don't like and disagree with what she was doing, a very effective speech, where she stood up and finally said, enough is enough. We should confirm this man. This has gone to like show trial levels. A really effective modern political speech. Anybody who hasn't seen it, you should look it up. So the question, of course, is, whether she's being, because I know what you're going to say is that she is a fair weather, right, with full knowledge that this did imperil Roe.
We are looking at the most gullible woman in America.
I don't think she's gullible. I think she's savvy.
Maybe she's savvy. Maybe she's gullible. If it's the latter, I have some timeshares that I'd like to offer her up for way overpriced.
I don't think she's
gullible.
But
that is why so many people are upset, and we're upset around the time of Kavanaugh. There were many folks, including lots of folks in the Democratic Party, who said over and over again that they didn't think that Roe was really imperiled. Leaders of the Democratic Party, like Nancy Pelosi, so they didn't actually think. She gave an interview to Kara Swisher on her New York Times podcast, I believe in 2020, in the lead up to the election, saying, I don't really think there's any risk that Roe would actually be overturned. There was a belief among many Democrats that the political backlash for Republicans wouldn't be worth the squeeze, and that it benefited both parties to kind of have it hanging in the balance as a threat, so that each could use it as a cudgel to get their voters to the polls, even if they didn't like the figurehead that was running, whether it's Trump or Joe Biden or what have you.
Although I guess, to be fair, when Kavanaugh replaced, or it was Kennedy, so at that time, Roe was not under threat. Roe was under threat when Barrett replaced Ginsburg. So at the time Kavanaugh was confirmed, what Susan Collins saying, that was not changing the composition of the Supreme Court enough to imperil Roe. It was Ginsburg holding on, not quite until the very end.
Sure, yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Your threat perception depends on how confident you were that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer while Obama was still president, was going to persist.
Yeah.